A seat with tape. Do not sit in a seat that is not taped. Thank you, everybody. I see masks on all over, so if it slips, remember to keep it up over that nose. Thank you so much.
Teachers, you can go ahead and grab a seat now. Thank you. All right, welcome to Topeka High School for the Fall 2020 Homecoming Assembly. This is great that we have the opportunity to at least host some version of an assembly. And again, the more that we do what we need to do, the more that we do with masks and social distancing, the more that we can pull off these kind of events. So thank you very much. Even though some people aren't able to attend in person this year, we want to recognize several significant graduating class anniversaries. We want to recognize the following years: 1960, 1965, 1970, 1980, 1985, 1990, the year 2000, and the year 2010. They have the special anniversaries this year. I want to recognize Ms. Morrissey, the principal, Mr. Rob Hayes, Division 1, Mr. Matt Frost, Division 2, Mr. Ryan Arnold, Division 3, Dr. Lyons, Division 4. I want to give a special recognition and shout out to Mr. Palma, Ms. Porter, Mr. Jensen, Mr. Cranio, and to Ms. Lucinda Evans and the student government, and all the morning report students, and anyone else that helped pull this off. And a special amount of thanks goes to staff and teachers here at Topeka High putting this together. Thank you so very much for the patience and flexibility. I'd like to give a special welcome to the parents and the family that are up in the balcony. Welcome. Thank you for coming. At this time, I would like for everyone to stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance Thank you. And now Mr. Palmer will introduce the homecoming candidates for 2020.
Ladies and gentlemen, your first queen candidate is Miss Nevaeh Mays. Nevaeh is the daughter of Crystal Andrews and niece of Mercedes Wolford. Nevaeh's heroes are both my mom and little sister. My mom played two roles in my life and taught me to always chase my education and the money. And even though she's my younger sister, and I've taught her a lot, she showed me how to be confident and not care what others think, and I appreciate her for that. And asked about Nevaeh, Ms. Aldape says, Nevaeh's been in my coaching time for the past 3 years. As a sophomore, she wanted to do nothing with me because I was too strict. As we got used to each other, she realized I cared for her and her classmates, and this is why we had to have the rules during coaching time. She loves me so much now that she doesn't make a big fuss when I misspell her name. It's been a pleasure to watch her grow and mature into the beautiful young lady she is today. Smile, you got this, girl. During her days in Black and Gold, Nevaeh has participated in the Black Student Union and choir for 2 years, attended TCAL, and was a member of ROTC for a year. She's currently working on her CNA online, while also working at Lexington Park Assisted Living Facility. She's also recently started her own business called Nevaeh's Braids just about a year ago. With her growing clientele, it's become a nice side hustle. When asked about the pre-COVID days, Nevaeh says, I miss not having to wear my mask everywhere I go. When she was younger, she always thought she'd grow up and follow in her mother's footsteps and become a nurse. However, she now plans on attending an HBCU for 4 years with the end game of becoming a licensed physical therapist. Nevaeh is outgoing, loud, bold, goofy, and strong. She'd love to be remembered as a strong young lady who would smile while saying hi, even on the worst of days. Also, to Grandpa, Mom, and Mercedes, I know you're watching me, and Jermaine, and I love you so much. Finally, Nevaeh wants you to know she wants to be TikTok famous. Ladies and gentlemen, Nevaeh Mays. Your first team candidate is Douglas Scott Zilch. Doug is the son of Mindy Davis. While donning the black and gold, Doug has been in Link Crew for 2 years. When asked about his hero, Doug says, "My hero is definitely my mom. She's overcome so much in her life and has gone against the odds so many times to give me a good life. I've learned so many things from her, and she's raised me to be independent while knowing I can always lean on her. She is my rock, and while of course I would not be in this world without her, I still can't imagine a world without her. I love her with every fiber of my heart." When asked about Doug, Mrs. Schaefer says, "I've watched Douglas mature from a silly 12-year-old who had to be kicked out of class because he couldn't stop talking, to a 17-year-old young man who uses his verbal giftedness to actually contribute to class discussions instead of just to annoy his teachers. Douglas has overcome a boatload of adversity in his life. He is a friend to all, he has the best school spirit, and I look forward to seeing what he accomplishes in his life. I'm honored to have been Douglas's teacher the last 5 years." Doug is friendly, adventurous, caring, funny, and determined. He wants you to remember him as that kid you couldn't put in the box, as the kid anyone could come up to for help, and as someone who always tried to get what they wanted in life. When he was younger, he told everybody he wanted to grow up to become a monster truck driver. However, upon graduation, he plans on attending Wichita State University to study physical therapy. After that, hopefully ending up somewhere where the houses are cheap and the food is good. Finally, Doug wants you to know that I would not be who I am without the people around me. I've been insanely lucky to make some amazing friends in my life, and I know no matter where the world takes us, the love will always be there. Also, nobody's louder than me. No, not even Jeff. It was a perm, and no, I won't teach you how to Dougie. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Zilch. Your second queen candidate is Krishayla Adams. Krishayla is the daughter of Sophia Porter. When asked about Krishayla, Mrs. Canty says, talkative, driven, non-stop. Those adjectives describe Krishayla. She's intrinsically motivated to succeed. Ask her what she wants to do when she grows up, and without hesitation, she will tell you her future plans and goals. As she likes to say, don't call it a dream, call it a plan. During her tenure at THS, Krishayla has been a member of the dance team, step team, BSU, Link Crew, Stugo, JAG-K, and Avid. She's also played tennis, been on the diving team, and worked with the Trojan Cup. When asked who her hero is, Krishayla says, my mother, because she always pushed me to do better and supported me, especially in those times when I wanted to give up and didn't believe in myself. When asked what she misses most about the pre-COVID world, Krishayla says, I miss the real football games and drum line. Everyone getting lit and having a great time was always something to remember. Originally, Krishayla always thought she was going to grow up and become a surgeon because of Grey's Anatomy. However, upon graduation, Krishayla plans to continue working with the Army and attend KU or K-State. Plans on studying sociology with a minor in African American studies, with the ultimate goal of moving to Texas for law school. When asked why to become a lawyer, Krishayla says, I want to be able to advocate for people because my voice has power and silence does nothing. In 5 words, Krishayla is goofy, inspiring, driven, intelligent, and independent, and wants to be remembered always having a lit personality and taking on any challenge, big or small, that comes my way and being able to always make people laugh, even when they're down. Finally, Krishayla wants you all to remember you are loved and amazing. Continue to shoot for the stars and be the best version of you can be. Ladies and gentlemen, Krishayla Adams. Your second king candidate is Marco Andres Hidalgo. Marco is the son of Rosetta Puello. In terms of heroes, Marco says, my hero is my oldest sister, La Tierra. She inspires me to become a better person than I already am and encourages me to do better. For her, she sees no real limits, and I want to be just like that. As a Trojan, Marco has been a member of the Link Crew, band, Advanced Jazz Band, ASS, and the Yearbook. He's also been a member of the cross-country, track, and bowling teams. When asked about Marco, Mrs. Romero Hunter says, Marco is one of the nicest and most positive students that I've ever known. I've never seen him without a smile. I agree with the adjective that he chose to describe himself, authentic. He is truly himself, and it is obvious that he's happy to be just that. His positivity is infectious. Marco was a great friend to the exchange students last year. He helped them to have authentic and memorable U.S. experiences while they were here, and I'm sure he created lifetime friendships. When thinking about the pre-COVID world, Marco says, I miss hanging out with my friends late at night and having the 24-hour stores open. Marco is kind, energetic, unique, carefree, and approachable. He'd like to be remembered as the person who's a friend to anybody and everybody, as the person whose smile was too big for his face, and as a person who wasn't afraid to be themselves or express themselves. When he was younger, Marco wanted to start his own business and sell his own things like jewelry and accessories. However, upon graduation, he plans on attending barber school to become a barber. The most important thing Marco wants you to remember is that he is the person who had the most drippiest outfits throughout the whole school year. Ladies and gentlemen, Marco Hidalgo. Your third Queen candidate is Zoe Carroll. Zoe's the daughter of Bo and Emily Carroll. When asked of heroes, Zoe says, my hero is my papa coach, Dennis Carroll. He's the best motivator, snacker, and comical joker. He and my nana wake up every morning at 4:30 to work out, read scripture, and then come over to help take care of my siblings and I. However, for the past 9 months, he's been battling esophageal cancer and is now cancer-free. He's the strongest person I know to still fight cancer with his overwhelming positive spirit and love. He always talks about how I would walk down the street to his house when I was a little toddler. I hope he's proud to see where I'm walking now. I love you, Pops. While walking the halls with Troy, Zoe's been on the basketball team and Mu Alpha Theta, Studio, and Spirit Club for 4 years. She played softball, ran cross country, and is a member of NEHS and a photographer for senior sports for 3 years, and a member of the yearbook staff. She's also a member of the Superintendent's Student Advisory Board and the DCAC for 1 year. Zoe is organized, authentic, creative, driven, and sarcastic. She wants to be remembered as the girl who gave it her all in anything she did, regardless of in the classroom, court, field, or others. I gave my all. When asked about Zoe, Ms. Patcher says, Zoe's smile and personality light up the most dismal of classrooms, even when she has mono and just wants to sleep. And her killer instincts behind a softball home plate, let's just say that no one wants to get between her and a brilliant play. She can make the most impossible things happen, every time. Zoe, you truly are the queen of dad jokes and bad science puns. Oh, and sarcasm. But you are also a fierce and courageous and wonderfully intelligent. You bleed Topeka High black and gold, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish in the world. Keep being fierce, keep fighting for everything worthwhile, and never forget, sometimes it really is that easy. When she was younger, she wanted to be referred to as Chief Meteorologist Zoe Carroll, and it can still happen as she plans on attending the University of Illinois to continue her softball career and major in either bioengineering or atmospheric sciences. Finally, Zoe wants you to know, with my sister Addison at shortstop and myself catching, no one can steal on us. Ladies and gentlemen, Zoe Carroll. Your third king candidate is Jeffrey Thomas Moore. Jeff is the son of Brian and Amanda Moore. When asked about heroes, Jeff says, my hero has to be my dad. He's the smartest, most reliable, and most consistent person I know. He never stopped me from being who I am, and I'm forever thankful to him. I love you, Dad. During his Trojan career, Jeff has played football, tennis, and powerlifting for 4 years, has been a member of Mu Alpha Theta, and been an unofficial student section leader for 3 years. He's been a mainstay in the morning report and a member of Stugo for 2 years. When I was asked about Jeff, I thought, what can one say about Jeff? Well, whether it's getting kicked out, being asked to leave the stands at a basketball game, or his penchant for flaunting his belly, or his less than tidy eating habits on the morning report, Jeff is nothing if not memorable. And he happens to also be a genuinely great kid. I'm glad I got to know him, and the halls of Troy won't be the same without Thickums. In 5 words, Jeff is funny, smart, mean, honest, and big. He wants you to remember him as someone you can't tell the story of Topeka High without. Being thick. From the pre-COVID days, Jeff says, I miss the unplanned moments of spending time and making memories with friends. Jeff had dreams of becoming an archaeologist when he grew up because it was a big word and he wanted it to sound smart. Upon graduation, however, his dreams of becoming the next Indiana Jones will be buried as he plans on attending a 4-year university to study business. He has one final thing he wants you to know. Don't get it twisted just because I'm not as big as I once was. I will still out-eat anyone in here. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Moore. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking a short intermission right now. And we're back. Your 4th Queen candidate is Marissa Munoz. Marissa is the daughter of Stacy and Jose Mesta and Michi Munoz. While attending Topeka High, Marissa has been a cheerleader. When asked who her hero is, Marissa says, my hero is my mom because she's always made sure all 7 of her kids had everything they needed plus more. The 2 things that Marissa misses most about the pre-COVID world is being able to shop after 7 p.m. and the 2 a.m. Walmart trips. When asked about Mrs. Delangelo says, she was in my regular chemistry class her sophomore year. They say the first impression is the best, but I don't think it's true with Marissa. She's always carried with her this attitude which made me wonder about her true nature and took time to understand and appreciate her as a person. She is strong and determined, and I'm sure she's ready to step into her next phase of life with confidence. I wish you all the very best. P.S. I still miss hearing your little life stories. Marissa is ambitious, kind, outgoing, selfless, and goofy, and would like to be remembered as the girl who always tried to get people out of their shy shells. As a child, Marissa wanted to grow up to become a doctor, because that's what every kid thinks they want to do when they get older, right? However, upon graduation, she's planning to leave the stethoscopes and scrubs behind and attend barber school with the eventual goal of starting her own business. Speaking of starting her own business, she did so during quarantine, which was braiding business. She says, I've been braiding since I was 11, but I finally put my talent to use, which became very successful very quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, Marissa Munoz. Your 4th King candidate is Gohan Carr. Gohan is the son of Mark and Maria Carr. During his days of Black and Gold, Gohan has been in Stugo for 4 years, Link Crew and CCPC for 2 years, and AFS for 1 year. He's also played baseball for 3 years and played soccer, basketball, bowling, and swam for 1 year. And Mr. Remy will never let him forget about his one semester of debate. When asked what he misses most about Topeka High from the pre-COVID world, Gohan says, definitely the student section. When asked who his hero is, Gohan says, my grandpa, because he grew up during the Great Depression and lost his mother when he was quite young. However, he was still able to work himself through college. When asked about Gohan, Mr. Schumann says, I will always remember a smiling Gohan, taking his usual station not quite in the back of my class. It always seemed that whoever was around him was having a good time, but Gohan always found a way to make sure he and his friends never drew my wrath. Gohan did not stand out in my class for how much he had to say. Instead, he stood out because when he spoke, he always had something of substance and insightful to say. That is a rare trait, and I would be better served to be a lot more like Gohan. Congrats, and pandemic or not, the halls of Troy will miss your quick smile and your sly wit next year. When he was younger, Gohan wanted to become a superhero when he grew up. However, upon graduation, he will leave his cape and tights behind with the goal of attending K-State to study architecture. Gohan is goofy, kind, relaxed, fun, and genuine. He wants you to remember him as a guy who is always relaxed and having fun. Ladies and gentlemen, Gohan Carr. Your final queen candidate is Zara Ghazi. Zara is the daughter of Olivia and Kareem Ghazi. What Zara misses most from the pre-COVID world is having student sections at football games and being able to see all my friends at once at school. During her time in the halls of Troy, Zara played soccer and been a member of Stugo, Mu Alpha Theta, and Young Life for 3 years. She managed the girls' basketball team, was a member of the Link Crew and Med Club for 2 years, and played basketball, cheered, a member of the step team, and a boys' soccer manager for 1 year. When asked about Zara, Mr. Howerton says, Zara is a blast to have in class, very creative, and an overall rad dudette. When asked who her hero is, Zara says, my mommy is my hero. She's made the impossible possible throughout my whole life, and she's always a #1 supporter no matter what I'm doing. She's the strongest woman I know. Love you, Mama. When she was younger, Zara wanted to become a doctor when she grew up, but she's lost interest in that. In terms of what her future holds, she's unsure. Upon graduation, she wants to either attend a 4-year university or spontaneously move to Europe. She hasn't really decided yet. Zara is supportive, charismatic, spontaneous, compassionate, outgoing. She wants you to remember her as the girl who wouldn't judge anyone for who they were and who saw the good in anyone and in any situation. One last thing, shout out to the Dunkaholic crew, chat. Y'all know who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, Zara Ghazi. Your final king candidate is Nazim, don't say his middle name, Phillips. Nazim is the son of Nicole First and Earl Phillips. When asked about Nas, Ms. Reynolds says, Nas Phillips is the kind of guy that just makes everyone around him smile. As his honored sophomore English teacher, I often found myself smiling, even laughing, as I graded his essays. He's a good person who genuinely cares about the people around him. I once saw him go into superhero mode just to bring a friend a cookie. He's smart and efficient, the kind of person that can take over a project with no oversight, and you can trust him to do a good job. I'm proud to call Nas, a member of Link Crew's I-5. Also, he's an incredible athlete. I once heard he had a 15-inch vertical leap. Hey Nas, how many rolls does that give me? During his coaching career, Nas has played basketball for 4 years, been on the morning report for 3 years, a member of the Link Crew, NEHS, Young Life, and Jag K for 2 years, played football for a year, and is a youth entrepreneur and graduate. When asked about his hero, Nazim says, my mom, no matter how much headache I give her, she always has my back. She's known what true strength and perseverance is. No matter what the situation, she always finds a positive solution. Even though we butt heads a lot, at the end of the day, there isn't anything I wouldn't do for my mommy, and I am beyond thankful for her and all the knuckleheads I call siblings. When he was younger, Nazim wanted to be a Spider-Man until he tried to climb a brick wall. That didn't end too well. Upon graduation, He'll be leaving his web shooters behind to attend college to pursue degrees in business and or engineering. Nas is athletic, hard-headed, intelligent, silly, and lanky, and I want you to remember him as the serious-looking guy with the best smile in the world. Someone who's always there to put a smile on anyone's face and the most solid friend in the world. Finally, I just want you to know that he'll out-eat all the linemen on the football team. He also promises that he has a mustache, although you do have to squint to see it. And, deemed by the late Raheem Meredith, I will never be the skinny legend. Ladies and gentlemen, Nas Phillips. On behalf of the senior class, Mr. Rumi would like to thank everyone who made today's assembly possible. Mrs. Evans and her homecoming committee, Mr. Jensen and Mrs. Porter for helping run the show, Mrs. Hodge for making sure that we got these amazing flowers here on time, the custodial staff, and anyone else who has helped Rumi keep himself organized, because he's the human equivalent of a dumpster fire. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to reintroduce your candidates. Your first king and queen candidate, Nevaeh Mays and Doug Zilch. Reintroducing your second king and queen candidates, Chrishayla Adams and Marco Hidalgo. Reintroducing your third king and queen candidates, Zoe Carroll and Jeff Moore. Reintroducing your fourth king and queen candidates, Marissa Munoz and Gohan Carr. And reintroducing your final king and queen candidates, Zara Ghazi and Nas Phillips. At this time, we'd ask you to all stand and sing along with the school song. This concludes our ceremony. Thanks everybody for coming.
More Alta. I didn't know she was doing that. I don't think anyone knew. I would have done better.